In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this really awesome little autumn scene here using a plunger and artificial leaves from the Dollar Tree. And as you can see, it's lit up. I'm going to try to take some pictures later on when it gets dark so that we can see what the tree looks like when the lights are off. And I will be posting those photos both on Instagram, on my business Facebook page, and in my Facebook group. I'll have the links to all of those down below. Alrighty, let's get started. So I had seen this autumn tree on Amazon. If you get on Amazon and look for it, you'll see what I'm talking about. And basically it's about 6 foot tall, and I think it was like $60. And it looked like just a stick or a pole that had leaves sticking out all over. And I'm like, you want $60 for that? Nah. Okay, we're gonna do it my way, Dollar Tree way. And if you saw the sneaky peek on my blog, you probably wondered, what in the world is she gonna do with a plunger and leaves? This is what I'm doing. So first, you're gonna need a plate or a platter or something to use as a base. Now, if you wanna put this in a flower pot, you can do that too. You know, you could put some of this foam down inside of a flower pot and make your little tree inside of that. But I wanted to create like a scene. I'm going to make a scene. I wanted to create a scene. So I found this platter at the Dollar Tree. Now this platter is pretty shiny, as you can see, and I want to paint it. So I have some sandpaper over here, and I'm going to scratch it up a pretty good amount, you know, to dull it down so that the paint will stick to it. I had this paint here. Is a paint and primer. It's in satin espresso. It's not a gloss. It's kind of like a satin. I couldn't find a matte. So this is what I have. It's good for covering plastic. I'm just going to give it a few coats of that. And then I also have this stone textured paint that I'm just going to go around the edges and paint, because all of this in here, when I'm finished with it, all of this in here is going to be covered with moss and some sort of decoration. Okay, so I'm going to scratch all this up, dull it down, give it 1 or 2 coats of the primer, and then give the edges a coat with this stone paint. So let's set it off to the side, and I'll go paint it here in a minute. Now, the picture that you saw on my blog was a plunger and some leaves. Now, what we are going to do with this, you're going to need, I have a handful of these because I don't know exactly how many I want to use. I think I have 8 bundles over here. I just have a whole bag full. I have like 8 or 9 bundles. Oh gosh, they're stuck. Of these leaves, I have the plunger, and I have a piece of this foam. This foam is going to be glued down to that tray later on so that I can stick this down in there just to give it a little bit more stability. I was going to use some E6000 and just glue this straight down to the tray, but I thought, nah, I'm going to use a piece of foam just for stability, because we all need stability, right? Now, I got a 3-pack of this twine, also from Dollar Tree. And I also have some little lights from Dollar Tree. That's in a bag over here because I'm running out of space. I'll show you that here when I come back from this part of the video. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bottom part of this plunger off, and I'm going to throw it over there. Now, let's take a look at our foam. So I want to wrap and work my leaves all the way down to here. So you're going to also need a glue gun. Now my glue gun, my favorite one, I'll link to in the description box down below. But to start off with, I'm just going to put a line of glue. Get off of there. And then I'm just going to kind of start right here. You see, like here is kind of like the main part of our little bunch here, and how it starts to spread apart right here. I want mine to start right about there. Now what the twine is for is later on, when we get all of these glued down, we're going to take the twine and just wrap this so that you won't see all of your glue and the stems and everything like that, okay? That's why we have that. So here's some more leaves. You know what? I thought I had all the tags taken off of these. Apparently not. I am sorry. Usually I am prepared. I'm not so prepared right now. And now what you want to do is just kind of take a guess as to where you want all of your leaves to be. And I think I'm going to glue another one directly on the opposite side of that one. And I'm just going to continue this all the way down. You see I have this one here and then the other one on the opposite side. I'm going to come down a little bit and then glue one here and then on this side, right here and right here, so that when we kind of like splay these out, you know, you're going to get like a full little tree effect. So let's see. I hope that glue's setting up. If not, I'm getting ready to make a heck of a mess. Then my leaves won't be straight. They're going to be all cattywampus and falling everywhere. Well, they're fall leaves, so I guess they could fall. No pun intended. All right, so let's scoot this down. I don't know. I'm going to say, see where it's connecting to the main part of the stalk here? I'm going to put that top about halfway down of this main one here. And I know that some of this is going to kind of be hard to show on camera. And no, I did not take the label completely off of the plunger, because I was in the process of taking it off. Because you know how people say, oh my God, you got to take the label off. You know, people like to complain about labels. So I was going to take it off, and I'm like, you ding dong, you're getting ready to cover it up with some twine or something, so don't worry about it. So I'm not worried about it. But anyway, I'm just going to continue like this. I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to glue it right here, and then we'll come back and glue some here and on the opposite side, and we're just going to stagger them like that, so that when, you know, you fluff them out. That's what I should have said a while ago. So that when you fluff them out, you know, it actually looks like a little tree. So I'm going to work on this, and I'm also going to go paint this tray over here, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I'm planning on doing with this twine and some of the other decorations that I picked up here and there. So hold on just a minute. Okay, so let me show you what I've done so far. I have glued, and like I said, I know this is difficult to see the entire thing on here. So I have got, I believe I did use 8 of the bundles of leaves, you know, just glued them, alternating however I wanted them. And now that I have them kind of fluffed out a little bit, I started at the very bottom with this twine. I put a little bit of glue, wrap, 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 put a little bit of glue, wrap, 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 wrap. I'm wrapping, y'all. Anyway, coming up to about right here where my leaves start. Now I'm just going to set this down. Now in the meantime, the paint is still drying on my tray outside, okay? But I got these lights from Dollar Tree right here. I got several packages of these just because if you don't grab them, they're going to be gone. So I've got like 5 or 6 boxes, and the lights are actually orange. If you can see these, I plugged them in just to test them. The lights are orange. I really, really like them. And I think just one strand is going to be enough for this tree, because it's 5 feet long and you have 20 light bulbs on it, okay? And these do not use batteries. They are not LED lights, so these will get a little bit warm. But, you know, I've had these plugged in for quite a while, and these are not hot. Like I said, they're warm. And the wire is black, of course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this floral wire, because I don't like using glue on this plastic, because I don't want it to eat through, you know, and eat down to the wire. I have some of this floral wire. Now, if you want to put lights on yours, that's cool. If you don't want to, that's cool too. I'm just going to take it and kind of lay the cording down. As you can see, the stems right here where all of the leaves come together, it's kind of thick and sticking up. I'm just going to work the cord kind of down in there as best as I can. You know, just lay it down and then wrap it around and just kind of just work it on down in there and try to get it as flat to the pole as I can. I might not be explaining this. I try very hard to explain things really well. I'm just going to lay it down in there like that. I'm going to get it all into position. Now make sure your plug is down here towards the bottom. This is about, let's take a look. This is your bottom light, and this is about how much cord you have at the end of this. So, you know, use your own judgment as to where your outlets are. Now, Dollar Tree did have some LED lights, and they had little glass maple leaves on them, and they were so cute, but you don't get very many lights on them. So I would have had to use like 2 packs, and they run off of batteries, and then you have to find a place to hide the battery pack, and I didn't want to mess with it. I know where this is going to sit in my house, and I have an outlet handy, so this is why I decided to get the wired ones. Wired ones. The ones that don't have batteries. Y'all know what I'm saying. But anyway, see here, I'm just going to try to start like right there. I have this piece of wire, and I'm just going to wrap it around like that, just to hold it all in place. Now, once I get all of my lights wrapped on, I'm going to continue on with this twine. I'm just going to wrap it around the best I can all the way up, and then I'm going to do one more layer of twine. I'm going to wrap it all the way back down. Now, I know some people probably said, oh, that's so thin, it's going to take forever. Well, you know what? I was going to use some of that bulky nautical rope that Dollar Tree carries as well, but that would, I think, would be too bulky. And I didn't want to mess with that. I'm just going to do this thin kind, and yes, it's a little time consuming, but you know what? It's going to give me the look that I'm going for. So anyway, I'm going to take my wire, I'm going to work on this and wire my lights down, and then I'm going to wrap it all the way up to the top with the twine, wrap it all the way back down to the bottom. By then the paint will definitely be dry, and then we'll get all of this assembled. I'll be back in a minute. Alrighty, like I said earlier, I know that this is a little hard to see on camera, and I do apologize, but I'm doing the best that I can. Now that my tree is done, if you can see, kind of like down in there where I have the lights, I wrapped the rope all the way up, did my best. You know, this ain't going to be perfect, okay? Because you're contending with these, and I didn't want to use that big, bulky nautical rope. I don't like the way it looked. So I used the thinner stuff. And if you have, like, any little bare patches in there on your tree that you don't want showing through, you can get these little packages of leaves. They come 50 in a pack, and this also comes from Dollar Tree. And you can just glue it down in there however you want to cover up any little bare spots. But here in a little bit, once I get all of this assembled, I'm going to come back, of course, and I'm going to show you what all I did. And you can get a much, much better look at it. See, this is it wrapped all the way down. And then this is the cord hanging out here. So, like any other video I make using battery-powered lights, plug-in lights, hot glue like that, you know, don't just plug stuff in and then leave your house. I don't know how your electrical outlets are set up in your house. I don't know how stable they are. I cannot be held responsible for anybody blowing yourselves up or any damage that you do to your house using things that, you know, you make from these videos. So I always put that little disclaimer when it comes to using stuff that requires batteries or electricity. I try to, you know. But anyway, here is my little serving platter. I put 2 coats of the brown, what do you call it, like that primer spray that I had, and then I went over it with my stone spray so that, you know, the edges here look pretty nice. Now, I have some hot glue in my E6000. Like I said, this little tree over here it's kind of heavy. If you don't want to do this idea here, of course, you can, like I said, you can always just stick it in a flower pot, you know, use some of this foam to wedge it down in there, but I wanted to make like an entire scene, like a little fall scene. So I have my hot glue, and I am going to put just a few little splotches of E6000 here on this styrofoam. Now, y'all know that this stuff takes like 24 hours to fully set up. So I'm just putting some little splotches here. Now, I'm going to put the hot glue on in some other spaces. I'm trying to avoid the E6000 because when the hot glue and the E6000 touch, sometimes neither one of them will set up properly. Okay, I'm trying to see where I put that. And I'm just going to put that right here just to hold it down. Now, what I'm going to do, I need to put something heavy on this. Now, what I'm going to do when all of this glue sets up is I'm just going to take my tree and stick it down in the middle of that foam. And, of course, glue it in place with the E6000 and the hot glue. I'm going to put a blob of E6000 on the bottom. I'm going to stick it straight down so that it can maybe touch the platter here, and then, you know, fill it in with hot glue and stuff. Don't worry, I'm going to have a ton of glue on here, and it's all going to be stabilized. I may not be all that stable, but this tree will be. Okay, so for the fun part, all of this decoration, this space out here, you can do whatever you want. I have a whole bunch of this moss. I think I got like 20 bags of this stuff. I have the green, I have the brown, and I don't really think I want to use a lot of the brown. I don't want it to be, you know, like too dreary looking. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play around with it. I have a bunch of the Dollar Tree, like the river rocks that come in a bag. I have this truck here that I got at Family Dollar. It was $5. I want to incorporate that somehow. I've got a bunch of little pumpkins. I've got a whole lot of stuff laying around here. And I'm just going to play. Like I said, once this glue sets up and I put my tree in and get that stable, and then I'm going to cover up all this styrofoam here with some hot glue and then sticking the moss to it. You know, it kind of looks like a little hill where the tree is. And then just go to town decorating this thing. So, you know, I don't exactly know what I want it to look like right now. So I'm going to pause the video one more time. I promise you this is going to be the last time that I pause it. And I'm going to try working on it. And then we'll come back and we'll see what I come up with. Hang on again. Okay, y'all, I have moved it into my living room now. There it is. It is all done. I am really, really pleased with how this came out. You can see I took the package of leaves and I put some down here at the bottom of the tree. I took some artificial flowers and put around the base. Move over here. Some of the little miniature hay bales from Dollar Tree with a little miniature pumpkin there. The truck from, what was it? Family Dollar. That's it, the truck from Family Dollar. And another pumpkin there. And there it is. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. So, if you would, please, please give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media. The links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye.